So I know something that I was thinking about earlier, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. Is the Polestar concept with the drone
Mm,
on it? Now I'm a licensed drone operator, Part 107. So
you would be.
that
No, I'm just
I saw the
Speaking
video
of
on that,
toys,
and I was like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of rules and things, Because so what? I got my Polestar. I'm gonna go down to downtown New York and just pull it out
you're gonna
and
have your
just fly
drone
around,
following you.
with people around. You're not supposed to fly a drone over people. So it
You're supposed to have
sounds
line of
cool.
sight also.
It's,
How
it's
can you keep line of sight on your drone while you're supposed to keep your eyes on the road?
Yeah, right. And then how can a drone, how can it manipulate itself in space, and still be able to communicate with you where it is and what you want to do? And I mean, I'm sure it can land back on the car and take off from the car, but the way that the concept of it looked in the video, it doesn't look like it has enough power. Like the box isn't big enough to hold enough power for it to keep up with a car going 50 miles an hour. It looks cool, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
a bit of a gimmick, probably. I don't know. That would be my guess as a marketing gimmick. But I think, the answer to some of what you asked, though, is all the stuff that Tesla's doing, right? Full self-driving. I don't need to pay attention. I can watch the drone footage.
Yeah,
I
right.
can get, integrated screens. I could, but no, I'm just kidding.
Well, and on the same side of that, well, the drone has its own AI, and the
Right.
drone is detecting everything that's around it, and also keeping pace with your car. So,
So the drone's going to use Starlink to do upload the satellite.
yeah, and give you a live view of your car, so you can be
There
like,
you
look
go.
how cool
Yeah.
I look while I'm not driving.
Yeah, and so the back pedal, to make it more what it is that Polestar has a concept vehicle coming out where they have a drone that will actually take off from the vehicle, and it will actually give you these cool shots of yourself driving around. So if you were someplace that you thought was picturesque and you wanted to capture that for your social media, you would let this drone fly out and do this whole thing. Now there's a company called Skydio, and I have one of their drones, and it's completely autonomous. Like you tell it to follow you, it knows where you are. So if you went through bushes and through trees, it can go through. It can see a tree, opening and go through that, without you even touching, because it knows where it is. The technology is DJI are the tops in drones, but Skydio, their gear and their camera systems are way leaps and bounds than what DJI have out right now.
What was that name? Skydio?
Skydio.
That sounds a lot like Skynet.
So, so they
Oh,
also
man.
so this company
Tinfoil
also,
hat's coming.
this company also has those drones. The one I have it can actually, you can design them where they come out of a housing, fly over surveil certain areas, and then as it gets low on battery, it knows to go back and then recharge itself, and another one can go out, or they can both talk to each
I'm pretty
other.
sure I saw this movie.
I mean, is there
That's
Identify
stuff
Sarah Connor.
is there like
Sarah Connor?
yeah, Sarah Connor. Is there like a benefit though to the drone being part of the car though? I mean, like I don't understand. If you're into that, you could just buy a different drone, better drone, whatever, bring it with you.
I would say, hey, there are some cool applications. Certainly, especially if the car is self-driving. Like, oh, can it go up and scout ahead? Can it see the
True.
traffic? And especially if you have a kind of more connected vehicles with something like, Starlink or Skynet or whatever you want to call it. If they can communicate that information. I think there's definitely applications. But in this, it's just a concept video, and they're just showing like a gimmick type thing. But there's certainly applications that would be.
So maybe like if you had a drone and you put a LiDAR or radar in it, and then no, I'm just kidding. And the car got that signal.
But you know what that gimmick is doing? It's getting guys like us talking about the
to
possibilities.
talk about it, right?
Sure.
Right. That car doesn't even exist, right? That's the concept
It's
as
all
it is,
concept,
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a concept. Yeah,
The Polestar, was it O2 or
yeah.
something?
O2. It's just there's just too. I mean, just the drone. There's way too many rules that
rules.
if you're recreational use, you can get away saying it's recreational use, and that's fine. There's a different set of rules for that, but you still have to be aware of where you are in space and where this drone's going to be going.
Tell that to my neighbors. I have drones all the time. My wife is like, "What the heck is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's right there."
I mean, we have a paparazzi law that came out here in Hollywood just because of people doing that.
Yeah.
People like me was trying to make an honest living doing stuff, and then the paparazzi law came. I said, okay, you know what? You can't have any drones, in certain neighborhoods here in L.A.
That's interesting. So,
well, in the Bay Area, you have plenty of drones checking out what's going on at Tesla, what's going on at Apple. What's going on? Actually, there's like some channel that's just doing drone footage of the Tesla plant in Texas too. So
that whole thing in Fremont. I have to say some of that. I mean, come on. When they went to the Cybertruck and they're like waving at it, I'm like, is that really leaked? Is it really like, oh, we had no idea that a drone would be flying over?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Can you see me? I'm leaking. Can you see me?
And then also,
I think you're supposed to leak in private, actually.
About the Cybertruck, they had you saw that like 2-second video of it on the test track. That was pretty cool. That was another leak where someone had the Tesla on the Cybertruck on a test track, and it went around the curve, and you see it for about maybe 3 seconds or so, but. I think they had the back of it was down, the back part was down, and so every time I see the truck leak, it looks different every time I see it. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Because they don't make it yet.
It's not scope.
Yeah, they don't make it yet. They're still playing with the design.
I don't know.
Don't worry, Mark. One day you will have a Cybertruck.
Look,
they will eventually release the Cybertruck, and you will be, if not the first in line, you'll be in the line somewhere.
If there's someone who doesn't need a truck,
you can do the crawl turn that you want to do. Yeah.
If someone doesn't need a truck, it's me. I mean, I live in a condo. There's no need for me to have it. I don't carry anything around. My drones can fit in my 3. But it's just it's Blade Runner. It's the 80s. He just
You're talking to the plaid guy. I understand not needing something and buying it anyway. So I mean,
well, Lewis. I mean, you have a family, so you can justify that. You know what I'm saying? You're a tech guy.
A plaid, really?
I have a family. I can't justify a plaid.
I mean, Doug could probably get one too. He has a website he has to have, so he needs to represent the website fully.
That's right. He's got to represent the brand.
I think Danny's getting his roadster too. So I mean, these guys they deserve some accolades from Tesla. Come on.
I'll tell my wife that. I'll see how far I get.